Hey there, YouTubers. D-Doc here again. Been a busy day with the cold start of the 74 F250. Yeah, it's moved over 8 inches. And we had a first kickstart of the 78 Harley-Davidson FX Shovelhead Super Glide. But right now, I'm going to tell you a tale of two tires. So here we go. My 97 F-150 Ford is supposed to have 235 by 70R 16 tires. Well, when I acquired that 97 F-150 Ford, the previous owner had put on 255 by 70R 16 tires. We won't get into that. But you know, I have tire problems. So one day I was at work as a journeyman mason. Went down to the job site, pulled into the parking lot of the business next door and backed up to the dumpster to unload some equipment onto the job site, and I happened to look in the dumpster of the business next door, and sitting in there was this tire right here. Zoom action. Whoa, hey. Sitting in the dumpster on a Chevy 6-volt rim, and the rim was rusted all around the bead so bad it had broke the bead in 3 places. Now this obviously was somebody's spare tire, probably a truck tire. Yeah, 6-volt. And imagine they had a flat tire and they went to put on the spare and no air in that tire. So they threw it away in a dumpster. And all it was that rim, not this one, but the Chevy rim, had rusted so bad it broke the bead in 3 spots. Well, let's take a look at this here bad boy. This tire is near new. Look at the tread on that. The previous owner couldn't get it to hold air, so he threw it away. Well, turns out it's a 245 by 75R 16. Now that's not 235 or 255, but it is a 245. So I grabbed it out of the dumpster and I brought it home. I took it off that Chevy rim with my do-it-yourself by-hand tire changer from Harbor Freight. And I put it on this Ford rim. Put some air into it. Haven't had to add any air to it yet. And when I lined it up next to a 255, it was just a little bit taller because it's a different brand. But I threw it in the back as a spare anyway. And that's the tale of that tire. Well, then another day I was coming home from work and taking a back road into town and come into the next town south from my town. And at the first house on the left, as I came north into the town, was this tire. 2 bicycle tires, no rims, just the bicycle tires. They looked darn near brand new, but I'm not interested in bicycle tires. And 2 partially filled boxes of floor tiles. Floor tiles. And a cardboard sign behind them said, "Free." I drove around the block and came back and looked at this tire. And this one too was sitting on a 6-volt Chevy rim. And it's a LT 245. Now that one was a P245. This is an LT 245 by 75 R16. Well, howdy do. And this tire, oh, it's used, but let's say compared to the other one, that's got probably half the tread left in it. And it was probably somebody's spare. It's still got the little rubber teats on it. So I brought that home, took it off the 6-bolt Chevy rim with my do-it-yourself by hand Harbor Freight tire changer, which does work pretty good. And I mounted it on one of the 5-bolt spoked rims that are supposed to be on the 97 F-150. So yeah, a tale of 2 free tires. Now, because it's a different brand, and this one's a P245 and this one's an LT 245, this one's still a lot taller than this one. But that one's about the same size, height-wise, as the 255s that are on that truck. Someday, I want to change the tires back on that truck to what's supposed to be on it, 235 by 70 R16s. And it just so happens, when I stopped by my tire guy, told him how I want to change it back out, he gave me this one. Whoops. Kind of hard to see there, it's in the shadow. That's in pretty good shape too. That was somebody's spare tire. And that's a 235 by 70 R16. Couldn't tell you right now if it's a P or an LT. I think it's a P. It don't matter to me. It was free. So that one's going to be good for a spare tire eventually. And he's looking around his yard and his private yard, and he thinks he's got a set of 4 235 by 75 or 70 R16s that he's going to let me have, so I can put it on the 97 F-150. But there you have it, a tale of 2 tires, free to me. Hey, thanks for watching and commenting.